So Will Wheaton, just to make sure everybody understands, movie star, Stand By Me, Star Trek, also for everybody who knows The Big Bang Theory, Sheldon's nemesis, okay? So kind of a story within a story, kind of like the First Lady. I got to tell you this story to tell you the second story. The love theme is really what a dad does for his kids, okay? My daughter was a cheerleader. A lot of things that went in there, getting up at 6 a.m. to get her to practice, getting there late, picking her up at 2 a.m. when she's getting back from Devil's Lake because the van sat outside at 25 below and didn't start, then go back at 6 in the morning to jumpstart it so that you can get it going for the next day. Things like that we just do for your kids. You always do for the kids because they're your kids. You love them, you have to, well, you kind of have to, but I saw it in the dad's handbook, so I just do it, right? So, with my daughter, we were running the concession stands at all of these basketball games, football games, wrestling meets, 50-50 raffles. We were selling pop at the school. We were just doing absolutely everything because the reason, my daughter made All-American cheerleader. That's really great, good for you. She earned the right to march in the Walt Disney World parade that they show on Christmas morning every year. So this girl got to go into Disney, march on the main stage, and get on television 2 years in a row. This kid is amazing. It was a lot of fun. And I did all those things. Well, she's my daughter. I love to, but hey, I got to go to Disney too. I'm just a big goofy, so that's okay with me. Well, that was really good, but my son, who's a little bit older, couldn't attend. He was working at the time. So I made a promise to him. I was like, all right, Emily's earned her way to, Disney 2 years in a row. You've not been able to make it. To make it right, I will go on any trip you want. You pick the trip, I will go. We'll figure out the city. We'll figure out what he wants to do. Now, my son is the introvert, the gamer, reading online comics. Love him to death, okay? His choice was to go to Seattle and attend an online gaming comic book convention. Oh, yay! Just what I wanted to do. So I figured, all right, so I figured it out. The job that I had at the time, we had customers all over the United States, so I got my company to pay for me to go to Seattle. And I brought him with on the frequent flyer miles, so we went to Seattle. Now, again, you're kind of telling the story of, I do these things for love of my children. So the first morning, we get up at 6 a.m. I am not a morning person. To go stand in line for 3 hours until the expo hall opened to go see all the new games and the comic books. So I did. And well, that 3 hours seemed to go fairly quickly as you're standing basically in a gymnasium at a convention center. The cool part for me was watching all of the people who showed up in costume, as they have the costume contest to kind of pass the time. So I did get to see a guy in a full Buzz Lightyear get up. So there was my Disney, oh, woo, yay, Dad. And all the other gamers that I wouldn't even be able to pretend to remember who they were or what they were. But my son was excited. He was in his element. That's all that mattered to me. So how does Will Wheaton turn into this one? So we stand in line, and this is 3 days. And the very last day, and how we met Will Wheaton was we were standing outside in the sun, 85 degrees with no shade, and no breeze in downtown Seattle. Nice black top. I hate hot. But my son was excited, so I stood in line with him because I love him. Now, the reason we're standing in that line, oh, I can't believe I'm going to admit this out loud, but we were going to watch Will Wheaton and 3 other grown men on stage in a theater play Dungeons and Dragons. I figured at that point I was Father of the Year. Thank you.